Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
This decision must not stand!
All of a sudden, we were given this free thing from the Society of America, abortion. 78% of your free abortion clinics were placed in black and urban areas for the purpose of something free of charge from a racist society. As to put it in words of one pro-abortionist, we don't need so many Negroes anymore. There's no more cotton to pick. These feelings about black people, this was one way of doing it as a social benefit, if you will. We're here to help you. Black women, and let it be stated, black women never demonstrated, demanded, or even requested the right to an abortion. Been asking for the right to decent housing, the right to education, in fact, the right to health care. And all we've been given, free of charge, is the right to kill our unborn child.
Man, anytime you see a bunch of Karens in these streets protesting, you know that's a bunch of bullshit. Anytime you see them all up and down your timeline screaming, "No justice, no peace," falling down, twisting their ankles, hitting their head, you know it's about to be some bullshit. And that's exactly what's happening right now. The only difference is, it's foundational Black Americans. Oh, we sitting this one out. We sitting back popping popcorn and just watching the shit. Yes, indeed. There ain't no caping. We ain't helping. We ain't saving no goddamn body. You're on your own this time, Karen. Yes, indeed. They can't pull no games that they used to play where they try to pull us in, reel us in, and get us to go fight for their issues. Now, Karen got to go out in the streets and stand on that shit she talking about. She can't look behind her no more and see a bunch of black girl magic, because sisters ain't showing up. They can't turn around and tell black folks, well, you know, this is a black issue, because black folks ain't showing up. So what happens when they got to stand on their own? What happens when Karen sat back and made all the motherfucking excuses about, well, you know, you should just comply, or shut up and dribble, or we don't know yet. Okay, well then black folks say, since you don't know yet, let me tell you what we know. We know that we ain't coming to help your ass. You on your own. Good luck with Ken. I seen him flinging you around on TV today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. All right. I'm sure you guys are going to work this thing out real well, but we got some black business to attend to. So you and Ken, y'all can go over there across the street and you can Brady Bunch your way out of this one. Because foundational Black Americans, we ain't coming to help and we ain't coming to save. So don't even ask. We sitting this one all the way out. On code, 24/7, 365, full time, all the time. And this is the Black Alpha Network. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bang them notifications, and smash that like button. Because while Ken's swinging that goddamn billy club and Karen is falling and busting a lip on national TV, certified Black society, we over here building, we working, we shining, we grinding. All right, family, one love, one love, one love. Thanks for pulling up to the Black Alpha Network once again. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Everybody, I need you to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and bang them notifications. Make sure, look out for it, because I'm telling you, it be some you know what. So make sure you keep them notifications on. We're going to stay thorough like we always do. As a family, certified salute to all my FBAs, all my B1s, all my certifieds. Let's keep this thing going. We're going to break down everything like we do on every episode of the AlphaCast, and we gonna cook, separate the real from the fake. Cause you know, 10 times out of 10 when they put something in front of us, or they come around with a favor, or they come around with some type of proposition, it's always weaponized against foundational Black Americans. We all know that. You know that. Every time they come around and they try to present us with something, they really got a weapon behind their back. Nothing they do is sincere. Nothing they do is legit. Everything has a hidden agenda. Everything has some type of backhanded undermine of foundational Black American advancement. And this is what we do for a living. We call this shit out. There's nothing that they can say. There's nothing that they can do that certified Black society isn't ready for. That's why they gotta always come with some type of con game. They can't come through the front door, all right? They can't come. The front door is checked. The B1s is right there waiting on them. Understand that. Supremacy always has to find a backdoor tactic. That's just what they do. That's what they operate on. So they gotta always come to you with something that's bad and say it's good. Something that's wrong and say it's right. Anytime they tell you to do something, trust and believe the opposite direction is the right way. So if they say go east, go west. If they say go left, go right. Trust me, never listen to any of their directions, never listen to any of their con games, because it always has a hidden agenda, and that hidden agenda is supremacy and maintaining supremacy. And they will maintain supremacy at all costs, even if they got to sacrifice some supremacists to do it. They don't give a fuck. Oh yes, that's what we call the supremacist sacrifice. That's what Derek Chauvin was. They don't mind sacrificing the supremacists to maintain supremacy. They've done it before, they'll do it again. Trust and believe. And they got this tactic that they love to run on Black Americans, where they come and they try to tell us what our issues are. We're the only group of people in this country that have to explain our position, that get told what our beliefs are, get told what we should be doing, or we have to explain to the world our independence. Now, you know, right here on the Black Alpha Network, we have a stern policy of, I ain't explaining shit. I ain't apologizing for shit. There's a thin line between being unapologetically black and being apologetically black. All right. A lot of people is running around here saying how unapologetic they are, but every time you see them, they apologizing. Nah, we don't do that. We also don't explain why we're foundational Black Americans to anybody. I'm not here to enlighten you. I'm not here to wake you up. We're not going to have a conversation. No, as simple as this. I'm going to tell you what the fuck it is. You're either going to accept it or not. Your ass is going to roll with it or get rolled over. That's it. Can't make it any more clear than that. Foundationals for foundationals, B1s for B1s, and certifieds for certifieds. All about us, all about self. So if a motherfucker don't understand it is what the fuck it is, then they don't need to understand it, and you need to keep on trucking. And that's what we're doing. We're keeping on trucking. So right now you see this Roe versus Wade situation getting overturned. Everybody knows that whole game. And you see the dominant society are at a frenzy right now. Fuck yeah, they spazzing the fuck out. And you see it all across your timeline. You see it all on television. And quite frankly, I'm laughing all the motherfucking way. All the way. You know damn well, I always say this right here on the Black Alpha Network. Make sure you subscribe and put your notifications on. Yes. We always say, anytime they got a conflict going on, oh shit, we sit this one out. Hell yeah, this shit like goddamn Netflix. It's like watching Hulu. Hey, ain't got nothing to do with us? Fuck no. Black folks gotta practice minding our own fucking business. You feel me? And that's something that certified Black society and foundational Black Americans have always done well. But y'all know we always got some coons and some bootlicks that just can't seem to separate themselves from the dominant society. But we can. Damn right we can. I say it like this. This is a Karen and a Ken situation. This got everything to do with the Brady Bunch and nothing to do with Black First. And until it's Black First, it don't get my attention. It don't pop up on my radar at all. We getting close to the bag, family. We getting close to the bag, and we really are circling our wagons and getting everything in order. So we don't have time to put on the cape and fight for everybody. Y'all know what it is. Every single year, it's another issue they're trying to tell us is a Black issue. No, a Black issue is what Black people say is a Black issue. Not what the dominant society says is a Black issue. Not what minorities say is a Black issue. Not what CNN or NBC tell you what a Black issue is. No, it's what the fuck we say. And as long as we have that approach, which we have now, then everything is good. See, before, Black folks used to say, what? The liberals told me it is? Well, it's gotta be. That's why Black folks will be out in the streets fighting for everybody else's empowerment. Black folks were literally out here fighting for the empowerment of every other group except for Black people. Why? It's because their masters told them to, whether that master was a Democrat or a Republican. Now what we've done, B1s, we've came around and said, nah, only issues that concern us are things that empower us. The Black agenda is Black people. If it does not revolve around the empowerment of Black people, then we don't give a fuck. Look at this summer alone, just this summer. First they told us gun control was a Black issue. Then they told us immigration was a Black issue. Now they're saying abortion is a Black issue. And they've already said these things before. This is just recycled racism. They've already ran this con game. It's just a complete 360 cycle. They say Black issue, Black issue, Black issue, Black issue, Black issue, Black issue, and ain't none of that shit things that foundational Black Americans advocate for. Think about that. How the fuck is it a Black issue if we don't even advocate for it? It's everybody else out here advocating for it, but they want to put a Black face on it. Fuck that. We out here saying reparations, they talking about abortion. We out here saying tangibles, they're saying immigration. Now, didn't we just break it down earlier? We said every time they come to us with a favor, a proposition, some type of deal, some type of bullshit assistance, it's really to harm us. It's secretive weaponization of policy. That's exactly what it is. And every single thing that they do, they always try this shit. Hey, black folks, let me give you a helping hand over here. And come to find out that hand is pushing us off a fucking cliff. Oh, black folks, I got this thing for you. You might like it. And then black folks come over here to get that thing, and next thing you know, black folks is behind bars. Never trust anything that they present to you as a favor, because that favor is not in your favor, it's in theirs. One more time, let me run that shit all the way the fuck back. Never trust anything that they come to you as a favor, because it's not in your favor, it is in theirs, being the dominant society. Foundational Black Americans, first off, we don't need assistance, all right? We don't need to run around here and try to get help. All these coons that run around and try to tell people, oh, help us out and we'll help you if you help us. Fuck that. How is the people who built the country, who've done it all on their own and carried this motherfucker on our back, how the fuck do we need help? We don't need no goddamn help. That's why we're not asking for reparations, we're demanding it. Remember, there's a big difference between asking, begging, and demanding. Demanding is in a league of its own, and that's where we are right now today, and everyone can thank Certified Black Society for that. B1s have changed that all the way around. But if you notice, anytime we start demanding things, then they try to pivot and shift the energy to things that we didn't even ask for. You notice that? They come and try to assist us with shit we didn't even ask for the help. Who's asking for this help? Who asked for the Crown Act? Who asked for Hip Hop History Month? When the fuck is that, by the way? This is how pathetic and low budget these motherfuckers are. They're giving us Hip Hop History Month, and I guarantee you, there's not 2 black Americans that could even tell you when the fuck that is. This is what I'm talking about. Who asked for any of this shit? Who asked for them to sign over Juneteenth and turn it into Coon-teenth? Nobody. Once again, this is them trying to dictate to us what our policies are, what our issues are, and what concerns us when they don't have the power to do so. Go back to 1994, Jimmy Crow Joe. Nobody asked for that. Now someone's gonna say, well, there was pastors that were going around and nah, I don't give a fuck. Because listen, if them same pastors would have came out and wanted reparations, you think they would have gave them reparations? No, because it had nothing to do with those pastors. All those pastors were a blackface that the politicians could point to and blame it on. How do you know this? Is because that's exactly what Bill Clinton did. So did Joe Biden. They went around and said, we didn't sign that law because we wanted to. The blacks wanted it. We did this to help the black community. We did you guys a favor. You should thank us. All those pastors were pawns. They'll get on TV and they'll shake hands and make it look like it's some type of landmark achievement to help black folks. Fuck no. And it's funny, the only time that they claim to actually listen to what black people wanted was a goddamn crime bill. But when black folks were advocating for employment, better education, and better opportunities, they didn't ever give them that though. You bring up reparations and they'll say, well, what is reparations? Let's study it for 50 years. You bring up abortion and they'll say, oh, you guys want to eliminate black babies? All right, let's sign that law right now today. They won't wait 1 second. They'll be pulling out their pen, signing that law as fast as they can. You see the difference? So look at it like this. Historically, black folks had to protest for simple education, simple employment, just basic human rights. Black folks are still out here having to protest how not to get harmed by a race soldier over a broken taillight, how not to get choked for selling cigarettes or selling CDs, or how not to get a knee put on your neck. That's what we gotta protest to get. But when it comes to mass incarceration, when it comes to immigration laws, or when it comes to abortion, they'll give that to black folks without even asking. You see the bullshit from a mile away. Everything they come to you as a favor for you is really a favor for them. But it's cool because we know that. And this is why they so motherfucking mad right now. It's because foundational black Americans are rejecting the bullshit. They're coming to us and saying, immigration is a black issue. We saying, fuck that, reparations. They're coming to us and saying, vote blue no matter who. That's a black issue. We saying, fuck that, reparations. And they've been came to us and told us, abortion is a black issue. And we said, fuck that, reparations. And if you want further evidence, turn on your TV. Go ahead and look. You see it. It's everywhere. When you turn on your TV or you look at your timeline and you see all these protests about the Roe versus Wade overturn, look who's absent from a lot of these protests. Look who's absent from these rallies. I'll tell you, black people. You goddamn right. Trust and believe. Whatever black folks you see out there right now, that's the 4 or 5 coons that they could scrape up. Because the real ones are not there. Y'all know damn well, 10, 12 years ago, that would have been full of black folks on the front line. Black folks would have been on the front line, handling all that stuff, while Karen would have been sitting there laughing and giggling, kiki and ha-ha. But guess what? What you see today is you see Karen protesting and you see Ken policing. You do not see foundational black Americans. You do not see B1s. You do not see certifieds nowhere near. This is a straight up Brady Bunch battle, and foundational black Americans ain't falling for the con games. They having a goddamn family feud. Karen and Ken is in that motherfucker scrapping. They throwing unseasoned food and Brussels sprouts every goddamn where.
President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court. Victory for white life in the Supreme Victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
Y'all seen it. That lady said, he protected white lives. She knew what she was saying, because that's what it's all about. There's a whole different agenda that they got going on right now. They know it's about birth rates. They know it's about population. This is what it's about. It's deeper than just your random everyday Becky. Yeah, it's way deeper than that. And that's one of the aspects of this conflict. But another aspect of this conflict is FBA, we doing what the fuck we want to do. And they can't stand that. They can't stand that everything they do, they got us in their mind. Because they know we the champs. They know we the champs and they know how we get down. So they're thinking about what we're over here doing, and that's got them pissed off. They're upset that they can't make no calls, they can't make no play without foundational black Americans doing what the fuck we feel like truly independent. So when you add all that up, this is what you get. That's some straight up dominant society conflict. So you know they pissed when you see that happening, and you see that happening. And it's been laid out, there ain't nothing new. Brothers and sisters have been telling you about this con game. This con game did not just show up, it's been here. It's been broke down and we've exposed it. We gonna continue to expose it till it ain't no more. That's how you do things, real receipts. Because this ain't nothing but W on W crime. And if it was up to me, it'd stay that way. Do not be fooled by attempts to involve us. Because just like all those other issues we named, every time they come around, it's not to advance us, it's not to help or assist us, it's only to our detriment. And it's quite clear right now, this is to their detriment. That's why you see them right now fighting each other in open public. Because that's a Karen and Ken problem. Never get yourself involved in the middle of someone else's civil war. Never get yourself involved in the middle of someone's public dispute. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Because look at it. Anytime we have an intra-community problem, somebody always comes around and steers the pot. The tethers steer the pot. The dominant society steers the pot. All the little minions steer the pot. They love seeing two different black groups go at it. They'll pick one and pit them against each other. But black folks want to jump in and help somebody and save somebody. I'm on Karen's team. I'm on Ken's team. No, you're not. No, you're not. The only group that you could ever be a part of on this planet Earth is black independence. So the same way that they come at us and try to get us to fight each other, we can sit back and just watch them fight each other. Hey, shit, cost you nothing. Pay me no mind. Pay me no motherfucking mind. And quite frankly, I think it's entertaining. I know the history of Planned Parenthood. I know the history of Roe versus Wade. Margaret Sanger, oh yeah, y'all remember the liberal Hillary Clinton. She said that's her idol. Margaret Sanger's quotes about the black community and black women and black children is not even hidden. It's out there. You can Google that shit right now and see all the things that she said about foundational black Americans and see all the things that she said about black folks. But yet they hold her up in some high regard. Barack Obama has quoted her. That was one of his idols. So it ain't no secret. We know about the anti-black racism. We know about Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood, and Roe versus Wade. Both of those situations were created based on anti-black racism. Yes, the fuck they were. Yes, the fuck they were. I know about Margaret Sanger and how she created Planned Parenthood to eliminate the young black youth. Know about it. I know about Roe versus Wade and how it started because a W woman claimed that a black man violated her. Know about it. You can go all the way back. See, after the 1960s and 70s, when black folks were making a lot of gains in this country, Roe versus Wade started because a lot of brothers were coming up in the world. They were moving out to suburbs. They were moving out into affluent areas. So all the little W women's, all the little Karens, they all got together and said, let's say these black men is out to get us. That can stop their progress. On some birth of the nation type shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then that type of momentum is what stirs somebody to say, a black man did it to me. And the next thing you know, they was writing up a law and the dominant society went right along with it. Never forget, Roe versus Wade was about false accusations to black men. Emmett Till, false accusations to black men. The Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, false accusations towards black men. The Central Park 5, false accusations towards black men. And you could all point right back to Karen. You think the people who came after Bill Cosby, you think they give a damn about black women and children? You think they give a damn about black men? Really? Now, if you tell them you go get Bill Cosby, you go get 1,000,000 of them lined up in a row. You tell them to come support black folks, you get none. So do not let the same people who created that come around and say, we did those things, but Planned Parenthood is about black lives. Yeah, okay. Don't let the same person come around and say, yeah, I know we lied about Tulsa, Emmett Till, the Central Park, but Roe versus Wade is about black lives. Bullshit. And it all points back to the same person that you see on television right now trying to convince you that it's a black issue. And let me say this, foundational black Americans, we some real intelligent people, all right? Matter of fact, we're the most intelligent people walking this damn planet. We don't need nobody trying to tell us what our problems are. We know goddamn well what our problems are. We don't need no outsider trying to convince or influence us. If it's a black issue, black folks support it. If it's a non-black issue, black folks reject it. And that's why black folks ain't out there in them streets getting hit upside the head with billy clubs, and they're not providing shields for Karen. Because trust me, that's why they really want black folks out there. They don't want sisters out there because they care about sisters. We just named all the reasons why they don't care about sisters. We named all the reasons why they don't care about brothers. We named all the reasons why they don't care about black boys and girls. Literally, we named them. So why do they care so much about having black folks out there in the front line of them protests? I'll tell you why. It's because when they start coming with the mace, when they start coming with the pepper spray, and they start sicking dogs, they'll say, go ahead, Shaquita, you stand in front. And then Becky and Karen gonna stand way the fuck in the back. They'll be like, oh, black folks is used to getting dogs sicked on them and water hose sprayed at them. Oh, that's nothing. Karen, oh, I'm not. No, I don't want to get my nails dirty. And that's the whole fucking kicker. They want black folks to come out there and provide shield, to provide cover, to be the face of the movement because they know they don't have it in them. Karen ain't ever had to do shit in this country. You don't go from a life of privilege to now all of a sudden you some type of freedom fighter. That's why when you look at the protests right now and all the shit going on across this country, it's ridiculous. The shit is funny as fuck. They can't even do that right. They falling all over the fucking place. They can't even get their chants and their slogans out right. These motherfuckers is tripping and falling. I seen them holding their signs upside down. Couple signs I seen, they couldn't even spell their words right. They marching backwards. Karen ain't about no goddamn freedom fighting. Karen ain't about no damn revolution. She been sitting back at her house eating her bonbons and just pointing out black men to accuse. She ain't never had to do a goddamn thing. So now all of a sudden she want to take to the street. And when she picks up that phone and she's trying to call some black girl magic on the phone, she sees she's running into some certified sisters. And the certified sisters have got rid of all that black girl Democrat liberal bullshit. And now the certified sisters in charge and she's saying, oh, I ain't coming. Matter of fact, don't even fucking call me. And now she's got to go out there and she's got to stand on all that shit she's talking about. It's easy when you could just sit back all day long and cloak yourself in supremacy and point your finger at black folks and say, well, you should just comply. Pick up your pants. If he didn't run, he'd still be alive. Yeah, they got real used to that life of supremacist comfort and now they don't look so comfortable. I ain't never seen no sisters go out in these protests and be crying. Karen's is out here crying and protesting at the same time. Boy, that ain't us. Fuck to the nah. Hell no. And speaking of that, all that love that they had, because you know they're only down with black women during election season, right? They're trying to pull that shit as well. Well, you know, this is a Democrat-Republican issue. Sisters ain't going for that either. Where was all that love for Rakia Boyd? Where was all that love for Sandra Bland? Where was all that love for Breonna Taylor? Y'all wasn't out in the streets protesting for that. Y'all wasn't protesting for that. Y'all care so much about black babies, Ayanna Stanley and Tamir Rice. Huh? It wasn't there. So now don't try to get me to come out in the streets and protest for you. That is your issue. Y'all solve it. We gonna be over here minding our own black business and getting to it. So once again, this shows you without black muscle, this country does not move at all. It's always about black muscle being provided to uplift everyone except for black people. And now foundationals have put an end to that. So that's done. Doors closed, case closed, go the fuck home. And so if you're sitting around having vitriol for black folks, being spiteful towards black folks, but think you gonna call on black folks, you got another thing coming. New era, new ways, new time, new lane. Get it right. See, W women have been out here having the most abortions. And then they be trying to come to black folks and say, well, it's y'all fault. It's y'all man, because y'all know they love to put a rift in between the kings and the queens, the goddess and the gods. They love doing that shit. So they're basically saying, you're not strong enough or good enough to really have a child, so let me tell you what to do with them. That's exactly what they do, and I'm telling you all the time, they basically come to black folks whenever they need us for their convenience. They're sitting there living a privileged lifestyle until it's time to stand on it because they don't have that backbone to do so. You feel me? And look what's going on right now. They try to make it a Republican-Democrat issue, but you're really seeing this is about supremacy and anti-black racism. All of these Supreme Court justices, and the one person that they've singled out and they've targeted is Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is being used as the scapegoat. There's other Supreme Court people who voted for this. They going around this person. They going around that person, skipping over him and her. And they say, no, we got a problem with the black guy. And the people out here who've been calling out Clarence Thomas have been liberals. Yeah, the same liberals who claim to be your allies, the same feminists who claim to be your allies, they have a lot of anti-black racism that Certified Black Society has been calling out for years. And you see it right now. The fact they got no smoke for anybody but Clarence Thomas. They acting like Clarence Thomas is the goddamn president and he wrote the goddamn law and said this is what it's gonna be. Somehow the black man has become the face of this. Now we all know Clarence Thomas is a coon. We all know that. FBAs don't rock with him, not at all. But we also understand that liberals don't rock with us, him, nobody who's black. And we understand this shit. So you see right now that the liberals are doing it. Go, get on the internet. Get on the internet. You seeing all types of motherfuckers coming out. And they saying bullshit. They saying bullshit. They calling him the N-word. They calling him old racial slurs motherfuckers ain't used since the 1950s. They done dusted off the slurs to come after Clarence Thomas ass. And it's not your Republicans. And it's not your Southerners. It's your Northerners. It's your West Coast. It's your East Coast liberals. Yes, yes, yes. The same liberals that brought to you Jimmy Crow Joe Biden, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and the rest of them, all the above. Malcolm X used to talk about it. James Baldwin used to talk about it. The liberal is not your motherfucking homie. It highlights what we've previously stated. They only fuck with you when you vote for them. When you do not act the way you're supposed to act, then all of a sudden they start calling you crazy shit like they're doing to Clarence Thomas right now. And you know it's fucked up when you start to see Coon-on-coon violence. Yeah, there's been an uptick in Coon-on-coon crime, everybody. It's going crazy all across the whole 50 states. Because you know damn well when Karen and Ken start battling, the coons got to follow mommy and zaddy. So they doing the same exact thing. They need to go ahead and sign a goddamn coon crime bill. Because these coons is out here battling each other. You seeing coons on the left, coons on the right, coons in the north, coons in the south, and everybody goddamn going at it. Because they got to be just like their supremacist parents. Just like if they parents is at it, then they got to be at it. What's that lady's name? The mayor of Chicago. Lori Lightfoot. Yeah, him or it. Or yeah, that motherfucker. The motherfucker that look like Beetlejuice. It. Even it's going after Clarence Thomas right now. You know that's the goddamn shame. When Clarence Thomas, who's been on the coon train for years, is getting dissed by another person on the coon train. Even they got violence on the coon train. The coons is fighting on the coon train. What the fuck is going on in something? Get the fuck out of here. But you know she's taking her orders from her supremacist zaddy, and he takes his orders from his supremacist zaddy, and their two zaddies are going after each other, so it's only natural that they meet up and they go after it. But the thing is, she probably want to be just like Clarence Thomas. Want to be down with the W's, want to walk with W's, want to hang with W's. They both got the same agenda, the same perspective. They both anti-black. Clarence Thomas looks like Uncle Ruckus, and Lightfoot is built like a fucking yield sign. You feel me? Ain't nothing bright on either side of them. But even that person was coming after Clarence Thomas. Talking about, fuck you, Clarence Thomas, as if there's no other Supreme Court. So you know what they're doing. They're doing the same exact thing that the dominant society is doing. They're acting like nobody existed but the black person. This is why you have anti-black blacks, where they just go after each other all day long. They mimic and they act out what the dominant society tells them to. So Lori Lightfoot or whatever, Clarence Thomas, all of them, they going at it right now, and they need to get that goddamn coon crime bill signed ASAP, real quick. They need to write that shit up and pass it through. I know Kamala Harris says she's not gonna do anything for black people. Well, that's cool because they ain't been black for a long goddamn time. So sign the fucking bill. These coons is out here in distress. They say what happens to the kids when mommy and daddy have a divorce? It's the same thing. What happens to the coons when mommy and zaddy have a divorce? These coons ain't got nowhere to go. They gonna put these coons in the system. Y'all better goddamn sign that goddamn crime bill, man. Take care of them. Mommy and zaddy is having a fucking conflict. Karen and Ken is fighting. These coons ain't got nowhere to go. They gonna come and get took by the state. These coons is like kids in a divorce. When master having a family dispute, coons don't know where to go. What the fuck? Help them out. They need some public assistance. State property. They thought they was in a happy home, found out that home ain't too goddamn happy. That home was full of a bunch of fake ass smiles, a lot of acting. That shit ain't so sweet on the other side, is it? Nah, You done ran over there to the coon land, and you come to find out over here on the certified side, we just good. You the one sitting in coon divorce court. Motherfuckers.
If you read Clarence Thomas' concurrence, he said, thank you, fuck Clarence Thomas. He thinks that we are going to stand idly by when they take our rights.
And further proof that they taking orders from Zaddy, soon as she said that shit, you heard a W saying, yeah, fuck Clarence Thomas. The whole goddamn crowd. They just putting on the show. They putting on the show. A coon throwing another coon under the bus to try to put on a show for massa. That's exactly what the fuck goes on. Sad. But that's reality right now, because Karen and Ken is in distress and certified black society is on code. It happens all the time. Domino effect. Checkmate. So, this situation again highlights a lot of things that certified black society have always been talking about. They're mad at the black judge. They're mad at the black man. They're mad at the black voter. Because the black judge didn't act the way they wanted him to act. And the black voter is not voting the way they want them to act. You knew it. You knew it. And when you listen to them, all you do is you hear these Karens out there saying a bunch of shit that they learned from black people. Now, it's funny that they can't ever seem to relate to things that go on with black folks, but they out here saying no justice, no peace. Where the fuck they get that from? So you sat back and you watched black folks say no justice, no peace. Because remember, black folks are the only people who have any revolutionary soul in this country. Everyone else is a freeloader. That's why they can't ever get their own movements off the ground. That Me Too movement, what was that? That was just a little Karen temper tantrum. Little Karen temper tantrum. The difference between Me Too and this is personally effective. It's not a person here, a person there, because we all knew the Me Too movement wasn't gonna go anywhere. Fuck no, dominant society wasn't gonna have that. Fuck no. This situation right here is going to their future and to their plans. All right, this affects the supremacist plans and the supremacist blueprint. This ain't a couple people making accusations towards a bunch of CEOs. Nah, this is one supremacist saying this is our 200-year plan. And this is another supremacist saying, I want to do what the fuck I want to do. I call it rogue supremacy. Rogue supremacy. And once again, this is a civil war between the two of them that ain't got nothing to do with us. You got the main elite one, and then you got the dusty one. And they're having a battle. The dusty versus the elite. The Brady versus the bunch. The Karen versus the Kens. And I'm here for it all. So yeah, so they out there pretending to be some type of goddamn revolutionary fighter. Out there all the time. And this shows you they know what's happening. They know what's been going on with anti-black racism. They just didn't give a fuck. They just didn't give a fuck. But now that it's happening to them, they're out there having a fit. They out there having a fit in distress like a motherfucker.
And also to urge President Biden to publish the Equal Rights Amendment immediately. It has reached the 38th state threshold it needs to be ratified as a constitutional amendment. Trump blocked the amendment from being published, and now Biden is doing the exact same thing. When he goes up to a microphone and he makes a speech, he panders to women and he says he cares, but actually in the background what he's doing is actively working against women's rights.
Mad at everybody. And the fact that they're not getting the help that they thought they were going to get from us is making them even more mad. The Democrats, they're trying to use this new scare tactic. You already know, they got a new scare tactic every week. Shit, they're coming out and just telling you, hey man, we got scared black voters. And that ain't nothing new. It's something that we already know they've been trying to run scare tactics. It's now they're so scared to the point that they're desperate and they're openly saying it. Anytime the dominant society starts openly saying shit that they say behind closed doors, that means they've reached the threshold of desperation. Desperation. And they're going to use Planned Parenthood as another Democratic scare tactic, and that's not working. Same way they try to do the vote blue no matter who, and that's not working. Same way they try to use the immigration is a black issue, and that ain't working. I mean, it's rejection after rejection after rejection. Right now, the dominant society is like the motherfucker who can't get a date to the prom because they keep asking a popular kid, and the popular kid says, hell no. That's what they are. They have nothing left. Every time they come at us with a new scare tactic, some type of new backdoor narrative, black folks ain't going for it. They ain't even opening their fucking mouth yet. They trying to get the words out. We say, nah, fuck that. Be quiet that way. We ain't having none of that shit. We in full motherfucking control. Full motherfucking control. If you don't believe me, look right now at your television or your timeline. You see Karen and Ken in the streets fighting. Trust me, that has everything to do with foundational Black Americans being on code. As we say, everything that happens inside of these borders has something to do with foundational Black Americans being on code or off code. When you see the dominant society, all their coons and all their minions, kikiing and ha-haing, kicking back and laughing with big ass smiles on their face and showing their teeth, that means Black folks ain't been on code. When Black folks was yes we can all the fucking time, you didn't see this type of shit. No, the fuck you didn't. The domino effects of us being on code has them shook. Look at the guy in the Ukraine. We talk about it right now. The Ukraine guy was trying to ask for help. We didn't give it to him. This motherfucker's talking about something. And Martin Luther King had a dream that one day Foundationals would help us in the Ukraine. And Foundational said, fuck you. The same way we're telling all these Karens, fuck you too. You're on your own. You're on your own. So foundational Black Americans being on code, it has a reach further than the average person even understands. Average person does not understand that when you see Karen and Ken in the streets throwing Brussels sprouts at each other. That's because of us. Because trust and believe, if they could call up all their little minions and have Black folks come and take the brunt of all this shit, they would, and you wouldn't see what's going on right now. They would love to have Black folks on TV saying, look, it's just like slavery. Look what they're doing to the Blacks. So they can use that momentum to get something done, because everybody eats off our plate because they don't have the power to get it done by their goddamn self. How do you know that? It's because the first thing they're saying is, that's like slavery. That's like what happens to Black people. And before, that shit used to work. Now we're saying, no the fuck it ain't. Black folks is good. Y'all want to know how low budget they are? Y'all want to know how deep they'll get to try to trick Black folks? Now they're trying to tie abortion into going to prison. Yeah, The same people who created anti-Black racism, the same people who created the anti-Black prison system, the same people who created the anti-Black prison system that targets Black folks, are the same ones saying, well, if you don't support abortion, you're going to go to jail. No. Black folks are going to go to jail because we live in a system of supremacy. But this is what they're doing. Listen, I ain't making this shit up. This is how desperate they've become. Check it out.
The number of young people, Black and brown young people who are in foster care and group homes, and the way those kids are treated at 18 and 19 is not pro-life. And so for us to remove the autonomy of people who can introspectively say, this is not the right time for me, this is not something I'm prepared for, and all the other reasons someone can make that choice to say, well, children deserve to be here, we'll figure it out later. We've had centuries to figure it out, and we are still seeing young people go from the juvenile system to the adult system, and I'm one of those young people. I happen to get an opportunity to get access to education and support, but there's so many folks like me who are in these facilities and never coming out, and they started in a group home or foster care. So we are really going to see the mass incarceration numbers rise due to this being overturned, and we can't lose that.
Family, do you see what the fuck we on right now? They are to the point where they're saying if you don't support abortion, you're going to end up going to jail. If you don't support it now as a 5-year-old, you're going to end up going to jail 20 years from now. They are connecting abortions to prison, not anti-Black racism to prison. Not supremacy, no, abortion to prison. It's no different than them saying if you don't vote Democrat, we're all going back in shackles. They will say anything to get you to follow their agenda. They don't do this to nobody else, only foundational Black Americans. They will tie us into everything they can to get us to do anything they want us to do. And they're so desperate, we ain't on that shit no more. And the more we reject this shit, the more crazy they become. Man, they'll tie this shit into anything. And the person saying it, this big old football linebacker plant, man. Y'all seen the video. Here's another person trying to make this a Black issue.
I want to bring in Kanika Harris from the Black Women's Health Imperative. Kanika, those are some damning stats, and this is personal from you. Talk to us about your own experience as a Black woman having an abortion and what impact this ruling will have on women of color.
They'll say anything to make it a Black issue because this is how desperate they need Black support. Because they know FBA gets shit popping. You're not going to be using our ancestral struggle to get your little bullshit movements going. You feel me? Hey, how disrespectful is that? There's not a group in this country that does not use slavery as some type of example for why they should get their little trinkets that they get. Immigration, they try to use slavery. Well, this is kind of like slavery if you look at it. Abortion, it's kind of like slavery if you look at it. Vote blue no matter who. It's kind of like slavery if you look at it. Remember Joe Biden said the Republicans are going to try to put y'all back in chains. Remember that shit? Everybody uses the struggle and sacrifice of our ancestors to get past their things. We don't do that This is what I'm talking about. Foundational Black Americans, we don't go around and try to attach ourselves to other people, but everybody tries to attach themselves to us. One minute they'll turn around and say, oh, there's no anti-black racism. What are you talking about? And then they'll turn around and say something like, well, we need to get our tangibles. It's kind of like what happened to the blacks. How many times have you heard that? It's kind of like the blacks. Or what would happen if someone said that to a black person? Then they'll acknowledge it only when they can get something from it. That's exactly what goes on in this situation. And now, Certified Black Society has pulled the plug, slammed the door, and closed the goddamn case. We ain't giving a fuck about none of that. You in the streets, you on your own. Karen, you on your own. Becky, on her own. Ken, Jorge, Miss Louise, y'all all on your own. We over here handling our black business, and we doing it real fucking good too. Real good. The doors are not open for you to walk in our house, come and steal something off our plate, and walk right back the fuck out and take it to your house. That ain't how it works. So they can plead for us, they can cry for help, it's not happening. And you see a lot of minions of supremacy. They've been coming out the woodworks right now. Extra biscuit chasing. Extra. You seen some guy, whatever the fuck his name is, some dude, Marcel Dixon ran him off the block. Some minion dude from fucking Nigeria or something, and he was out there saying, I hate Clarence Thomas, bro. And then when they pull back dude's tweets and shit, you seen that he's been saying all types of reckless shit and has all types of vitriol for foundational Black Americans. And right now, he's inserting himself in this. Now, you see the difference? Foundational Black Americans are sitting out this abortion Roe versus Wade situation. But the tethers are inserting themselves in this situation because they got to sit next to Zaddy and they got to try to score some Zaddy points. It's the same thing. So you see the difference between a freedman and a fleer. And I always say, you can't put a freedman and a fleer in the same space and time because it's going to be some shit. One person is about it, one person ain't. One person is real, one person's fake, one person built, the other motherfucker ran. That is a contrast. That is a difference of opinion. That is a conflict of interest. We certified over here, they're counterfeit. So you're seeing a lot of these suckers. And the guy I was just talking about, Marcel Dixon, held a space the other day and was running this dude all off the block. Matter of fact, some people were calling in. Salute to you guys who did if you're listening. And they was running him off the block. And he was doing his typical biscuit babble, making no sense at all. I mean, he sounded straight like he was from the dominant society. I mean, if you just listen to the guy, you could tell that the dominant society's got their boots so far up his goddamn neck. It's pathetic. Pathetic. But this is what happens when you start dealing with these tethers. Tethers are sitting back watching right now, and I'm talking about from all over the goddamn world. Don't matter what tether nation you from. They're sitting back right now and watching this Roe versus Wade, and they're saying either I'm going to side with the Democrats or I'm going to side with the Republicans, but I will be siding with the dominant society. Foundational Black Americans, we saying we ain't siding with no goddamn body. Only thing we siding with is some reparations checks. Anybody else, we ain't having it. We're independent. So you see a lot of people trying to get themselves involved, and we over there sitting this shit out. We got too much right now going on than to try to put ourselves in these straw man arguments. And by the way, that guy I'm talking about, his name was like True Pac or something like that. This guy is a minion tether troll running around here using the name of a foundational Black American legend. This is what I'm talking about. These folks have no spine. I think Tariq Nasheed ran this guy off the block a couple times. I mean, this motherfucker been getting ran off every block, left and fucking right. So I tell people, anytime you see these minions and they come out and they start regurgitating or mimicking the dominant society talking points, understand where they're coming from and give them the least minimal amount of time. I always say right here on the Black Alpha Network that it's way easier to roast a motherfucker than to argue with a motherfucker. Arguing is wasting time, and we ain't got time to waste. Roasting, you could check them on the way to the money. Yes. This is what you got to do. So that guy, whatever fuck his name is, I like the way he was getting handled. I wouldn't have gave him so much time. I'd have just detected him and kept it moving, because you guys know on our Twitter spaces, a tether pops up. They're only there for one purpose, and that's for us to roast them, set the example of them getting roasted, and then we keep moving on. That's what you got to do. You got to make examples out of these coons sometimes. And it's a great thing to do. It's a great thing. And another example that we're setting as we speak of is minding our own black business. It's staying independent. And also it's staying laser focused on our issues. Because no matter what they're saying, and no matter how much you see Karen and Becky and Ken and John and Billy and Bob all on TV fighting each other, black folks are still out here talking about reparations. I have not seen this be a distraction. And this lets you know that we're on code. Being on code is something that is clear to see. Any other time, black folks will be sitting back watching this shit, getting all emotional and jumping in. Black folks are being very clever, being very witty, and being very intelligent on how we're handling this. As they pick up their phone and they're saying, please come help us, black folks. Please come save us. Please come to our riots and our rallies and get in the front line and provide protection and be a shield for us and take all the rocks and all the tear gas and all the mace and all the pepper spray. Let you guys come do that for us so we can go home. So we can go home and accuse your men of false accusations. We can lie to your women about a sisterhood. We can pick up the phone and call the police on your kids for loud music, long hair, at pool parties, walking down the street, at a park, all the Karens making calls. This is the same person now who's saying black folks come save us. Oh, this is a woman's issue. Black folks and people of color, y'all need us. Nah, ain't going for the bullshit. So we're handling this very intelligent, and this is the certified code. And if you ever need evidence that the certified code is in full swing, look at your timeline. Look at your timeline. Black folks are not out here crying. And the black folks who are getting involved, y'all notice half of these motherfuckers is dusty as hell? They dusty as hell. Y'all seen that shit where they was in Dallas like twerking for abortions? Have y'all seen them people? Have y'all really on some shit now? Have y'all seen them Jurassic Park looking motherfuckers? Nah. Dusty, I'm telling you. You see a bunch of moist, you see a bunch of dust, you see a bunch of suckers, coons, coonettes, nobody who's significant, nobody who has any type of clout in the community. So this in a lot of ways is actually helping black folks. It's highlighting something that we've already known. You cut the grass low, the snakes will show. I always say that. And the same thing, you cut on the lights and the coons will get the runs in. And that's what's happening. So everybody who's throwing their support behind this, you're seeing who the feminists are. You're seeing who the Democrat shills are. You're seeing who the Moist Brigade is. You're seeing who the Butter Biscuit Brigade is. All of these people who are coming out here falling for the con games, they're people who don't need to be around certified black society, and they're people who can't stand in the winner's circle any goddamn way. So they've packed their own bags and they've seen themselves to the fucking door. Speaking of packing bags and seeing yourself to the door, let's talk about some motherfuckers that we done called out a long time ago. Celebrities and politicians. As we sit here and speak about motherfuckers caping for Karen and motherfuckers jumping on board with things that ain't got nothing to do with us, you know it ain't cooning and it ain't caping unless a black celebrity's involved. They had on the BET Awards the other day and nobody watches the shit anyway, so you probably only hear what motherfuckers said while you're on the internet doing something else because ain't nobody tuned into that bullshit. Nonetheless, you know goddamn well a bunch of black celebrities was on there saying, man, fuck the system, fuck the Supreme Court, this is wrong, comparing it to our struggle. Once again, here come the coons caping. They come out here and they say, oh, this is like our struggle, this is wrong. These same people didn't say shit about Buffalo, and mind you, Buffalo just happened. They don't say shit about reparations, and mind you, reparations is what we're always pushing. They don't say anything about the black plight. Only thing they do is they might hashtag some shit here or there, and they'll do it in the smallest form. But when it comes to something like this, they take to national TV and say some shit. I seen Megan Thee Stallion, of all people, talking about some, this is wrong, this is a sad day, but we gonna keep on fighting. And I say, good, you can fight all the fuck you want. We don't want you over here any goddamn way. Good, I'm telling you, these coons will see themselves to the fucking door. And Megan Thee Stallion, she done twerked her way right to the fucking corner and got the fuck out of certified black society. Go on over there, you can keep on fighting, if they'll accept you. Good luck. Good luck standing in front of Karen when that goddamn pepper spray get to going. Cause real sisters ain't doing that shit. And you seen them all. You seen Cardi B, who's not black. Cardi B, who pretends to be black only for election purposes. She was talking the same shit. Get the fuck out of here. I seen Kendrick Lamar. He was caping. He was flying down caping all the time. He was talking about some, this is fucked up in America, da 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 da. I ain't heard you say a goddamn thing about reparations. Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. I know you make a lot of rap songs and you rap real fast and it sounds deep, but when I hear you actually talk and slow shit down, you're not specific. The only time I see you being specific is for a Karen issue. So he was caping. The whole goddamn show was caping. Let alone all the sucker off-code shit they do on that program any goddamn way. And that's why the ratings are in the dumpster and they're irrelevant. We got a whole nother roast session we could do on the BET Awards for a whole bunch of other reasons. But right now, this shows you again that black celebrities are off-code as fuck. That's why we say black celebrities are not leaders. And quite frankly, I'll take it a step further. Right now in the 2020s, black celebrities ain't worth the food stamp. That's what the fuck they are. This went way deeper than, they're not our leaders, they're not our representatives. No, they're our coons. They're our coons. And what they're trying to do is cape for Karen, cape for the dominant society, and they see the black grassroots ain't touching this issue. The black grassroots is staying focused because everything is to divert us. They say, damn, them black folks is getting real close to that money. Them black folks will not stop talking about reparations. They out there getting reparations panels, G-check. They out here getting reparations committees, G-check. We got to do something. Call up the celebrities. I'm telling you, they always grab their coon phone. That coon phone is always ready to be called. They'll grab that coon phone quick, fast, in a hurry and say, call up some black folks to divert other black folks off of real issues. But the black grassroots does not fall for that. And we are living in an era where the black grassroots is actually in full control. The black grassroots used to be some underground shit. But not anymore. Now the black grassroots has taken over the mainstream completely. So they gotta call up Black Girl Magic to come save Karen. That ain't working. They gotta call up the black Barbie dolls to come save Karen. That ain't working. They gotta call up every celebrity that they can find on speed dial. That ain't working. What they gonna do next? What the fuck they gonna do next? The tap dancing ain't working. It ain't working at all. So Certified Black Society is on one right now. We're staying thorough, we're staying to the point, and we're staying laser focused. And Karen is on her own. Bob is on his own. Ken is on, their whole fucking team is on their own. The only people that we are focused on are our people. Once again, the foundational Black American agenda is for foundational Black American people. If you do not relate to that, you don't understand that, or you got a problem with that, fuck you. Live and direct. By the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Black Alpha Network, we building. I'm sending a certified salute to the whole family. Be one over everyone, and we gonna keep this thing pushing all the way to these politicians. Now let's get on them. We know politicians ain't worth shit. The Black Coon Caucus should have been disbanded a long time ago. They out here having Bible studies and shit. They try to give black folks every little fucking trinket they can give us instead of tangibles. Whenever we ask for something of significance, they don't know. Whenever we don't ask for something, they want to hand it to us. This is what's got them fucked up right now. What's that lady name? Maxine Waters. Did y'all see that? Hold on 1 second, y'all. My phone is binging. I'm getting text messages. All right. That's Queen Alpha, everybody. If y'all want to know who's texting me right now. Yes. All right. One love, darling. I'm going to hit you up in a minute. Sweet love. But we talk about people who are off code. We know that black politicians are the most off code. Maxine Waters, she's the same person who told a bunch of homeless people in California to go home. And then she smiled about the shit. Oh yeah, the same one who hasn't done a goddamn thing for black folks. The same one who has one of the worst districts in America for black folks while she's living in her big ass mansion. That person right there, she came out and said, we gonna defy the Supreme Court. She straight up said it. She said they are going to defy the Supreme Court. We talking about the Supreme Court. Now it's funny because when black folks start talking about doing things for self, everybody says, well, let's work within the system. Remember Joe Biden came out and he said, well, Kyle Rittenhouse, man, he did the right thing. The jury works in America. When it comes to us, they always lecture us on how to play the game fair, play the game nice. Let something happen to Karen, or let something happen to an immigrant. All of a sudden, that same Supreme Court that they tell us always to abide by will be the same Supreme Court they say, fuck y'all, we doing what we want. Sanctuary cities. A sanctuary city is a place where they encourage you to break the law and to defy the government. The same law and government that they've been telling black folks for the longest, just be nice. Let them bust you across the head. Let them spray you. Let them sick dogs on you. It's okay. It'll be better tomorrows. They encourage black folks to get their asses whooped by all means. They encourage folks to abide by the law even when the law is not abiding by the law. They encourage that on black folks all day long. But somebody can come into this country illegally and they'll tell you, we got a place where you guys can go to and you'll be free. It's like St. Augustine, basically. When black folks will get down to St. Augustine and be free, they got shit like that today for illegals, where you can go to a sanctuary city and get away with everything. This is what's happening. And Maxine Waters is out there talking that bullshit as always, and she's actually promoting lawlessness. She's never promoted lawlessness when it comes to foundational black Americans. No. Nobody has. Everybody always tells us to walk that tightrope. Violence doesn't solve anything, even when we're not being violent. Black folk can just say, we want some collard greens, and they'll say, well, hold on now. Don't be violent. We be like, what the fuck? Black folks can say, we're going to a goddamn cookout. They say, whoa, why now? Calm down. No reason to go to no gang meeting. I said, it's not a gang meeting, it's a family reunion. Don't resist. You know what I'm talking about? How many times you seen a black person get pulled over and they're not doing anything but abiding by the law, and the race soldier saying, calm down. That's where the whole I feared for my life came in. It's the same thing. Black folks don't get none of that. But when it comes to a politician, they're quick to tell everybody else how to break the law.
This turnout here, you ain't seen nothing yet. Women are going to control their bodies no matter how they try and stop us. The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them. Women will be in control of their bodies. And if they think black women are intimidated or afraid, they got another thought coming. Black women will be out in droves. We will be out by the thousands. We will be out by the millions. We're going to make sure we fight for the right to control our own bodies. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Now, if any of us went on TV and we said we're going to defy the courts and we're going to do what we want to do, man, they be trying to roll out the goddamn handcuffs. They be trying to hit you with a goddamn RICO. Yeah, you got rappers out here getting hit with RICO charges for some shit they put on a fucking rap song, but yet you got politicians telling everybody we not gonna do what the Supreme Court says. We talking about the Supreme Court. Black folks gotta abide by a fucking children's court. It be fucking Nickelodeon court and they be trying to lock black folks up. It could be the smallest court in America and let a black person say we gonna defy them. And they be rolling out the goddamn paddy wagon. But yet you got politicians telling these folks we gonna defy them. We gonna break the law. So basically what she's saying is we're gonna give abortions regardless. Yeah, not only is that dangerous as fuck, not only is that stupid as fuck, but that's criminal as fuck. And this is what you get when you deal with black celebrities and black politicians. It's the same game over and over again. So not only do you have a black politician out here saying she's going to defy the system, look what they're saying about Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is a Supreme Court justice. Black folks can never say nothing. We've been calling him out for years. And they say, oh, don't say that about him. You love who you love. He's not a bad guy. And soon as he says something they don't agree with, all the liberals are out here openly attacking that man, saying all types of horrible shit about him. So they're willing to defy the system if it comes down to it. Let's look at the whole goddamn country. The guy from the group Green Day, the Little Rock group, he said, fuck America, he ain't coming back. Goddamn, that's pretty harsh. The singer Pink, remember, Pink used to run around and act like a black woman years ago, and then she turned into a rocker, right? Pink said, if you support the Roe versus Wade situation, don't ever listen to my fucking music. CNN just had a whole special of, is America failing? Has American experiment failed? That's funny because anti-black racism has been on public display for 500 years of brutality and abuse, and ain't nobody ever questioned, did America fail? As a matter of fact, they tell us, oh, America's the only country we have. We're not perfect, but we're good. You see the flip-flop and the change in energy again. When foundational black Americans are being oppressed for 500 years, ain't nobody questioning America. As a matter of fact, they're telling you, love it. Love America. If you don't like it, go back to Africa. But soon as something happens to Karen, they talk about something. I'm leaving the goddamn country. I'm moving. Don't listen to my music. When foundational black Americans come out and we say something about a Supreme Court or the law, they say, oh, don't say that about our country. We gotta abide by the law. Soon as something happens to Karen, all of a sudden it's fuck the Supreme Court, fuck the Supreme Court justice. Not all the W's, but the black guy. Change of energy again. This is what happens when black folks are involved and when black folks are not involved. You see a whole change up. CNN ain't never ran no goddamn special about America failing. Black folks been out here talking about America for years, and they wasn't ever willing to talk about that. Roe versus Wade happens, and literally 3 days later, they got a goddamn special about, is America living up to what they said? Change of energy again. And all these change of energies only show us exactly what we've been talking about on this episode of the Black AlphaCast, and that is, this is not our motherfucking problem. The very fact that we can show you a motherfucker mad when it happens to them and smiling when it happens to us shows you it's not our problem. The very fact that we can show you somebody being aggressive when it happens to them, but being passive when it happens to us, it shows you it's not our problem. The very fact that we can show you somebody saying America has failed them when it happens to abortion, but they don't never say America failed them when it happens to anti-black racism, that shows you that this is not our problem. So with all that said, we're gonna make it clear, Karen, you on your own. And anybody who wants to side or stand next to Karen or cape for Karen, yo coon that ass, you on your own too. Have fun with that pepper spray. Cause Ken is pissed off too. They gonna be some pissed off Brady Bunch motherfuckers, and we gonna be over here laser focused getting to the bag. And that bag is getting closer. That bag is getting closer, and all we're doing right now is we're getting our practice on how not to give a fuck. And I love it. I don't give a damn. Black Alpha Network, we love it over here. We love it. I love foundational black Americans being on code. I love seeing foundational black Americans not fall for distraction. I love seeing foundational black Americans stick to our own script. Not a script that someone has written for us. Not a script that someone has gave us. Not some issue they're trying to tell us is our issue. We are defining our own agenda. We are writing our own narrative, and we are controlling our own destiny. And you can't knock that one bit. They say you can't knock the hustle. Well, you can't knock our hustle. Our hustle is strong, and we getting it off the muscle. That black muscle that I talk about, that everybody needs the black muscle to get their agendas crossed, we're keeping it all in-house. We're keeping all of our energy, all of our focus, motivation, our tactics, we're keeping it all in-house. We're not international beggars, okay? We're not over in Africa with all the minerals begging somebody else to give us our own shit. No, we making our own, and we're not handing it out. Fuck no. We're not telling everybody, y'all come on over here and here's my plate. I'm gonna take 2 pieces and you can have all 15 of them. Fuck no. We're not saying, hey, we're gonna lend our assistance to people who have never been there for us. Nah, fuck that. That don't make no sense. Make no sense at all. That's the old era. This is the new era. New era, we don't go for that shit. We're handling our black business. We're keeping all black matters in-house, and we're doing it with style. Doing it with style. You see these W women out here, the W liberal women, by the way, because remember, this is about liberal and conservative. Just like January 6th, the dominant society always has their little inner beefs, and the liberals always call on you to come save and protect them. All right, you see these W liberal women, they're out here right now trying to get sisters all worked up over Roe versus Wade because they need you. They want you to be mules for them. They want you to be a mule to carry all their water so you can hit the street and do what the fuck they tell you to do because they've gotten used to it. They've gotten used to black folks always doing for them, always being on call, always carrying the weight. It's the slave relationship that has never changed till today. Now we making motherfuckers carry their own weight. We making motherfuckers stand on their own words. And quite frankly, we let motherfuckers handle their own business because we handling ours. We're not gonna handle our own business and then handle everybody else's. And that's what America wants. America wants foundational black Americans to do for everybody else and not for self. And it doesn't make any sense. You can't even figure that out. How the fuck can we get to the bag? How can we get our achievements if we out here doing for everybody except for FBA? That's why people in the past have never got what they can get, is because they divert all their energy to the outsiders, to the neighbors. How you gonna pay your light bill and your water bill if you paying the neighbor's light bill and water bill? There's only so much money. Only so much money. And this B1 certified era, that's certified BLACK, this era right here, we keeping all the money in house. I'm talking about every dollar, every penny, every quarter, nickel, dime, it's all staying here. We gonna spend money, but we gonna spend it on ourselves. We're not handing our money to the neighbors. He can pay his own fucking light bill. So I say that to everybody out there. Karen, your little abortion, Roe versus Wade, overturn, underturn, you can pay your own fucking water bill. Mr. Jorge, when you come over this motherfucker and you fled from your country, you ain't getting my money because we building a house over here. And it's a foundational black American house and nobody comes in unless you a rider. You feel me? So even moving further, you see that a lot of these people, they want to be oppressed. W women want to be oppressed so bad. You see it all the time. They always run around and say, I'm oppressed just like you. And then you ask them, is there anti-black racism? No, there's no anti-black racism. You ever notice that? They'll never acknowledge anti-black racism directly, but they'll always compare their situations to our anti-black victimhood. So basically, they're acknowledging it without acknowledging it, and that's what happens when you're dealing with a low life. Listen to this lady right here. It's funny how when we start talking about specific tangibles and things specific to us, they want to make it flat blackness. They want to say everybody gets it. But when you see this person right here talking, they're saying things specific for what they want and what they deserve. How come they don't apply that shit to us? Once again, it's that flipper energy that we speak about. Listen to this.
Get angry! This is atrocious! This is war on women! How fucking dare the Supreme Court do this shit? Fuck you, Kavanaugh! Fuck you, Gorsuch, for lying under oath when you were confirmed, saying that you believed that this was settled!
You see what I'm talking about, right? You see, once again, everything that they deny and they play stupid about when it comes to FBA, you see extra clear that they've been watching because they saying the same shit we've been saying. They just don't want to give us our motherfucking credit. And that's cool, because we took our motherfucking credit. So when you running around here saying no justice, no peace, that's all right. We took our motherfucking credit. You can run around here all day long, say you want your own reparations and you want your own this and that. That's fine, because foundational black Americans, we got ours already. We don't need nothing from nobody. Same way we ain't helping nobody is the same way we don't need nothing from nobody. We ain't on the phone trying to call people to stand in front of our shit. You ever notice that? When black folks go to other people's protests, we go there to carry the weight. When other people come to our protests, they come there to hijack. That shit has been cut off. So, as I said, the 2 or 3 coons who's out there tap dancing, have fun. Do it. I don't give a fuck. Hey, they say we ain't all gonna make it. I say we ain't all gonna get the motherfucking invite. And them motherfuckers ain't getting no invitations. You feel me? The real ones is already here. That's the best thing about it. Anybody who knows this, foundational black Americans and B1s, we're already here. We ain't gotta get no new recruits. The new recruits will show themselves and they'll jump on board. Those who don't get it, they'll fall to the wayside. And it works out perfectly. It works out perfectly. That's just the ebb and flow of nature. the ebb and flow of nature. So when you see motherfuckers running around here getting upset, I seen the tweet the other day by some liberal, because the liberals are mad. And as I said, the liberals are mad at a lot of things. They're mad at the conservatives, they're mad at their fellow dominant society member, and they're mad at black folks for not coming to help them. Yeah, they're mad that their scare tactics aren't working. They're scared that the next election coming up, this is going to be a reflection of it. Trust me, when I tell you this right here, the same way they are not seeing black folks coming caping for Roe versus Wade, the same way they see black folks are not coming to fly in and help Karen, that has them thinking, well, damn, if they're not helping Karen, they're not falling for our scare tactics, I bet they're not gonna come out and vote for us neither. So they're thinking, like they always think, election season. And this right here is an indication to them to further let them know that black folks ain't fucking with Karen in the streets today, and black folks won't be voting blue no matter who come election cycle. So don't be shocked when liberals are out here having temper tantrums. It ain't about just one thing. Nah, everything has something to do with foundational black America in America. Yes, indeed. Everything's got some anti-black racism in it. Therefore, everybody's scared when foundational black Americans are moving the way we move right now. I seen a guy put up something. He said, the 4th of July is going to be canceled this year due to a shortage of independence. Yeah. What he really means is that black Americans have gotten independent, and that's making you feel that you don't have independence anymore because what you thought was working for you ain't working for you. Liberals are big pissed off and good. Anytime you see the dominant society having public beefs and public feuds and conflicts, that is great for foundational black Americans. Yes, I said it. I meant what the fuck I said too. Anytime, especially when foundational black Americans are not getting involved. That's even more better, and you got to love it. It's a great situation to be in. A lot of people don't understand this. The Democrats and the Republicans, they always have these little battles back and forth, but right now you're seeing this shit hit a fever pitch. It's hot. They out here in the streets right now protesting. The very fact that you're seeing Karens getting slung around in the middle of the street, that lets you know we in some way different times. Shit is getting real out here. And it's good. And no matter if it stays this way, and if it gets re-overturned and turned back, it does not matter. You already see the signs of what's to come. You see the signs that they got their inner conflict going, and we get into the money. The same way that they come and they pit East versus West, North versus South, Malcolm versus Martin, Huey Newton versus Eldridge Cleaver, the same way they do that shit to us, that's the same energy we got to have, because it's not going to change. And a lot of things they're doing right now have politically and socially backfired. Yes, supremacy makes a lot of mistakes, but if you ain't on code, you're not going to be able to counter it, and if you're not on code, then you're not going to be able to go past it, and we're going past it because we are on code. Look at it right now. The Democrats are screwed, straight up and down, because a lot of people that they try to bring into the country, those people are siding with Republicans. Yes. Yeah, a lot of them con games that they done pulled done backfired. They thought that they were going to replace foundational black Americans with a lot of these tether groups, but a lot of these tether groups would prefer to be next to Republicans. Because tethers, they don't play this game of covert shit. No, they've already fled their country. They already cannot build. They already come over here defeated. They don't have time to do sneaky anti-black racism. Most of them are from countries where they're overtly anti-black anyway, so the Republican style of anti-black racism is a little more relatable to them. If you come from a country, which most of these tethers do, where anti-blackness is just open in the street, they're not going to come over here and play the Democrat sneak game. They're not going to come over here and do the Democrat trick bag. They like, what is a trick bag? They're used to just calling black folks out wherever the fuck, however the fuck they want to. They're not gonna come over here and tap dance and pretend to like black folks. The Democrats can do that real good. Tethers, on the other hand, they come over here and they like the way the Republicans operate. Therefore, the Democrats are stuck in the position that the people that you thought were going to replace foundational black America, the people you thought were going to be your new voter bloc, they're actually voting Republican right now. And you see it. A lot of these tethers, they are anti-immigrant. Yes, let me say this. Immigrants are anti-immigrant in America. That's backfiring on the Democrats. A lot of these immigrants are anti-abortion. That is leaning to the Republicans. What do the Democrats have? You're bringing over immigrants who are anti-immigration. You're trying to get support for abortions, but these immigrants are anti-abortion. They stuck. And this is what has them mad in the streets. That's what got the dominant society tweeting about America's bad. I'm so upset with America. It's shit like this. Nothing is going their way. Nothing is going their way. They sweating. They sweating. I said it. Clyburn is waking up in fish fry cold sweats, and these motherfuckers are waking up in mayonnaise cold sweats. But either way, they sweating. Let me tell you who ain't sweating. FBA. B1, certified black. We ain't sweating. Fuck no. This is easy. There's nothing you gonna throw at us that we ain't been through already, and everything we've been through has strengthened us. You know why it strengthened us? Because we never ran from it. That's what's up when you face what comes at you. When you face it, you accept it, you get better. You get stronger, you get quicker, you get faster, you get sharper. Everybody else, they run and they flee. And now they gotta hold their own nuts and they don't know how to do that. No. They don't know how to hold their own nuts. They don't know how to stand their ground. A lot of shit they've been doing behind closed doors that we never saw, we're seeing right now. And that just lets you know the level to where this shit is at. What they say, there's levels to this shit. Well, the levels have reached so high that this shit is spilling in the streets. Yes. And that's what happens when things ain't going your way. You gotta understand, they got a whole system based on backhanded shit. They got a whole system based on trickery and trying to confuse people. Supremacy is all about confusion. Brother Neely Fuller talks about that. If you don't understand supremacy, everything else will confuse you. Well, right now, the confusion that the dominant society has always relied on ain't working. So now they're getting confused. And when they get confused, they start to break down. They having meltdowns all the time. You ain't never seen a bunch of folks coming out and saying they're mad at America and they leaving. You see all these folks from the dominant society that are always happy, always smiling, doing that fake ass laugh, and now they pissed. They pissed. You get on any form of social media and you see a bunch of them motherfuckers shedding tears. They upset. I see more. I'm mad at America. We ain't got no more democracy. I hate it here. This country is not fair. I see more of that shit in 1 week than I seen in 10 years. And I think this shit's funny as fuck. It's funny because weren't they just telling foundational black Americans we should just go back to Africa? Y'all remember that? They were just telling us, if you're tired of supremacy, you should go back to Africa. They were just having open campaigns trying to get FBA to go back to Africa because they thought they're going to replace us with the tethers. Lo and behold, the tethers done came over here and sided with the Republican Party. Democrats ain't got shit. I'll be damned. The things that they try to scare us with, they done scared their goddamn selves. Ain't that a motherfucker? I told you, we on code and they having meltdowns. They out here talking about some, I'm so angry, I'm so mad today. Today is the worst day ever. Nah, you having a great time. Nah, remember, there's no problems in America. If there ain't no anti-black racism, then there's nothing to be upset about. Fuck that. Nah, America's great. Salute. Why y'all upset? Nah, don't be mad now. Fuck that. Why? Because the bullshit you thought you was gonna kick, it ain't working for you? Why? Because the people that you always call on to cape for you, to exploit, they ain't going for the bullshit no more? Is that why you mad right now? Go ahead and look. Look at all the pictures. It's all documented. Cameras is rolling. Look at all the pictures of them W's and Karens outside crying and shit, holding on to each other. The same compassion and sympathy that they never had for foundational black Americans for 500 years, they got right now. Why? Because it got real personal, huh? When it get real personal, then you give a fuck. So all that brotherhood, sisterhood, familyhood, that was all one big front. A big ass con gang. So now you out there with a box of Kleenexes, huh? Yeah, go ahead, cry me a Karen, cause I don't give a fuck. And the craziest thing about the whole situation is this. As we sit back and we see them crying, having meltdowns, breakdowns, temper tantrums, falling all over the fucking place, talking about how they're gonna leave America and America's so bad. Ain't that something? That foundational black Americans, the people who built this country, created this country, and stand on this country, we're the ones here representing and holding shit down. And now the dominant society are the ones talking about fleeing. So the people who bring in fleers to replace us are the people fleeing because they ain't got it like us. Ain't that a motherfucker? On cold life. Salute. But all right, family, it's been another joy hanging out with y'all, chopping it up as always. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, Black Alpha Network. We building, we working, we shining, we grinding. While all these other groups are having meltdowns, we turned up. While all these other groups are faking it, we making it. While everybody else is fleeing, we building. And I wouldn't have it any other way. We here for it. I want everybody out there to stay good though, family. Yes, indeed. I cannot wait to chop it up with y'all the next time. Everybody, please stay safe, stay focused, stay healthy. We're going to need the whole family and the whole team to keep this momentum going, which we have. And we're going to need the whole family and the whole team to get everything that's ours, which we will. And we're going to need the whole family and the whole team to keep on G-checking and regulate motherfuckers who get out of pocket. And we do. So what's understood don't need to be explained, and what's understood don't need to be discussed. It's all about foundational black Americans here and forward. That's what it is. The ball's in our court. And as they say, you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Real talk. So once again, subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. We a family on this side. We building something real special on this side, and we're gonna continue to do it. This is all about the new black media. Make sure you subscribe to all the other brothers and sisters in the new black media. This is our time, and we laying it down like nobody else. Thorough to the core. The real, true black grassroots takeover. Vanguard. So y'all stay good, man. I'm about to go take my pit bull for a walk. One love and salute to everybody out there. And if you're out and about and you happen to see a Karen getting snatched up through the streets, you make sure you tell her that if she only complied, everything would have been okay. Certified. All right, everybody. One love to the family. Be one excellence. And as always, remember, black is beautiful and beautiful is black.